Confidence. Confidence to wake up in the morning, throw your hair up, wash your face, and be like, man, I know you. I like you. I feel good today. That to me should be every woman's goal. And, you know, it's few and far between once you talk to some of your clients and patients, and it's incredible where they've been, their stories that they've had, their lives that they've lived. And when you show them how beautiful they really are, those moments are priceless.
Welcome to the Beauty Talk podcast, where we feature how the best medical practitioners help their patients to look better, younger, and healthier. Now, enjoy the show, and here's your host.
Daniel Gao here. I'm the host of Beauty Talk. We feature the top medical practitioners in health and beauty, both inside and out. I've Lavi Lemonson of Lavi Aesthetics, a nurse since 2008 who has specialized in preoperative care for 14 years. After having kids and experiencing life in the hospital through the pandemic, she decided to switch gears and focus on building confidence through skin health and aesthetics. Her 3 kids and husband are her world, and this gave her an opportunity to share confidence building with her teenager, and it's been amazing to see her self-confidence grow as they grow together in their business. She loves changing the aesthetic narrative from "what's wrong with me? Fix me" to "wow, I didn't realize how amazing I am. I now love my skin. I never looked at myself this way." So, Lavi, welcome and glad to have you here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited for this opportunity.
Yes, let's dive right into it. How did you first get interested in the medical field? We'll kind of start from the very top, the medical field.
Oh gosh, man, how far back do you want me to go? I'm Romanian, and so culturally we are just naturally inclined to take care of other people. Oops, I apologize about that. And so I grew up in a home where we constantly took care of people. My parents had an assisted living home, and through high school, I was going to do a massage therapist for babies, like infant touch therapy. And then I became a massage therapist, and then we moved, and I decided nursing was the future for me. And I became a nurse in 2008 and started my career as a nurse. So it's kind of always been there.
Okay. And so what led to the transition to getting into the aesthetic side specifically of medicine?
Well, I love skin health, and I love, like, we used to watch Dr. Pimple Popper. I laugh because when people ask me, they're like, what was the key moment? And it's kind of full circle from my massage therapist days. So Dr. Pimple Popper, through the pandemic, we were talking and doing all the things with my daughter and my husband and some friends. And we were like, you know what? Let's go into Botox. And I kind of laughed it off. I was like, aesthetics, really, really aesthetics. Like, let's be serious. And I did my training, my certification, and continuing education in it. And I just realized I really love it. It gave me the opportunity to fully encompass getting to know my clients, their history, what they love about themselves. And just the neurotoxin itself, Botox, is one of the most studied toxins, like drugs out there. And it's incredible what it can actually do for people. So I found it completely fascinating. And here we are.
Okay. So I want to talk about your practice. How did you end up starting your own practice? I mean, why not just work for some other place?
I looked. I looked. So in 2021, no one was hiring, right? We were at the early stages of the pandemic, midway through. Nobody wanted to take people in person. So there was just no opportunities to apply for med spas, plastic surgeons' offices, clinics, nothing. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just do it my way. I connected with the medical director, and we hit the ground running. I had amazing support from my husband and family. Thankfully, that was a big opportunity for me to just take and go forward with it. So I did. I started in a one small room, 9 by 14, and God has provided. So it's been great.
Wow. Okay. So now that you have this practice, what would you say is some of the most common treatments that your clients come to you for?
Wrinkle relaxers, neurotoxins are probably the number one sought out treatment. No one likes their fine lines. No one likes their scowl marks, their smile lines. They're like, fix these wrinkles. So that's probably our number one treatment. The other one that people ask for is their volume loss.
Mm,
People, as we age, we naturally lose volume. And
mm,
so the lines get deeper, our faces begin to fall. So dermal fillers, hyaluronic injectables is the next treatment of choice, along with biostimulators, where we inject the product into your face and your body creates collagen naturally.
okay. Now, I want to go into some of the more specialty services that you offer. So, the Orlux Erbium cold fiber laser, that's kind of a mouthful. So, could you explain a little bit about what does it do, and why should people be excited about it?
Yeah, so the Orlux is fabulous. It is a Erbium cold laser fiber 2910 laser that goes in. It helps with fine lines, wrinkles, pigment, dyschromia. It's kind of like the all-in-one package. You've heard of a CO2 laser, correct?
Mm,
Everyone's talking about CO2 lasers, resurfacing, let's burn and take off the top layer of your face. The only problem with that is it is not good for everyone. It's not appropriate for all of the Fitzpatricks. And that means not all skin types can have a CO2 laser because of their pigment. They'll tend to hyperpigment, hypopigment. And so I wanted a device that is safe for all ethnicities, safe for skin types 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the erbium cold fiber, because they control the heat, it's a lot safer. And we can do the same, if not more, for those clients when it comes to resurfacing, helping with those deeper lines, the texture, the pigment, just give you that clear complexion that you're really looking for. So it only made sense to go this direction because we live in Arizona and we're always outside. We're always in the heat.
mm.
And I don't care what anybody says, CO2 is not meant for everyone, but this device completely is.
Okay. Now, with the name cold in the name, is that just it's colder than your average hot laser, or is there some component of cold to it? Because I think people know about oh, what's the freezing one for the fat? Um,
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Blanking right now. This is
Cool peel, but not the cool peel. The
cool sculpting. Cool sculpting.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I think people think of
So,
like cool sculpting. Okay, you're freezing the fat. Is there something where lasers freeze something on your face, or is it just like a play on words?
so basically, it directs the heat. So we have a better control over the spread of heat. So a regular laser will spread the heat and cover more ground, where a cold fiber, it's direct. The heat goes, we can go super superficial to deeper levels without the crazy spread. So if you have a history of melasma, 9 times out of 10, someone with a laser won't touch you if you have that, which I do. Let me see if you can see. But I get these dark spots here, and a lot of women post-pregnancy will have the sun damage, the melasma, the spots, and lasers will only make it worse. But this, because we can tailor the control of the heat, we can help resurfacing. So it really just means we have better control and direction of how deep and how much spread we want that heat to go.
Okay. Now, with this type of laser, you mentioned that it's really quite broad in what it can fix. So, I guess, how does the laser know, or how do you know what the person is really looking for? Like if they want to get rid of lines, or they want to get rid of pigmentation, or like is like you're still using the same machine. So how do you determine it's like, oh, this is for a line, this is for pigmentation, this is for whatever it is? How do you know and how do you set the laser to make sure it's just addressing that one thing?
Well, the device itself has preset settings that you can definitely use. We can do what's called a 3D miracle, and that's their um, signature piece. Basically, it's going to come in and do a whole clearance, clear out the dyschromia. And so you just select that. You can tailor the device as well based on the different settings, how deep you want it to go, how many rings you want it to expand, and how big the spot size you want to treat as well. So when a client comes in, we'll do a consultation. We talk about all the things. What do they love? What bothers them? And then we create a plan that works for them. And so usually if laser resurfacing is part of it, if someone says my lines are the ones that bother me the most, then we're going to set the device to go deeper. So we go deep to superficial to work on stimulating collagen from the deeper levels and up.
Okay. Now, with this type of treatment, how many sessions do people typically now? I'm sure it's going to depend on what they're looking for and the severity. I'm not sure if even the skin type even though it can be applied for all skin types, does it affect how many treatments they need? So on average, about how many treatments would someone expect to need using this type of laser?
Well, I'm not going to lie, Daniel. When it comes to aesthetics, everything is in a series of three.
Mm,
But the benefit with this device is if you're coming to see me, for example, I'm going to take a look at you, and we're probably only going to do one treatment, see how you do. I'll have you come back in 6 months, and then we'll decide if we need to do another treatment based on where your results are. Just because your skin will continue to get better with time. But if someone has a lot of pigment and they're darker fits, we're going to take it nice and slow. So that person's going to come see me the first treatment, and then they'll come back in 4 to 6 weeks and we'll do a second treatment and we'll see how their skin reacts and how the recovery goes.
mm.
So really, it's very customizable to the individual, but I always tell people expect at least three in the world of aesthetics.
Okay. And you mentioned the 4 to 6 weeks. That seems to be a pretty common time frame. And I'm assuming it's for recovery. But on the devil's advocate side of it, why can't people just kind of blast it? I want to do it once a week and just get it all over with.
Well, because your skin cells have to turn over. And so even recovery can be anywhere from 2 days to 7 days based on the depth that we go. So you really want to give your skin an opportunity to heal and recover. And skin cells turn over about 28 to 29 days. So you want to catch them as they're falling off. If
Mhm.
I resurfaced your skin this week and you came back next week, your skin hasn't fully purged and healed. So it's kind of a mute point. We're just layering it on top of skin cells that haven't sloughed off. So we want your skin cells to turn over so that the new next treatment hits the pigment as it's starting to lift.
I see. Okay. Now, with this laser, you compare it to a lot of the other lasers because of the skin tone. That's really the biggest thing. This one can work with any skin tone. The other ones really are only the lighter ones. But aside from that, are there any other major differences of why someone would want to use this one versus any other laser out there?
It's not painful.
Hmm.
We have clients that will do no numbing. Like I just had it done 3 weeks ago with zero numbing. It's quick. We can do a lunchtime facial. You walk out slightly pink. Your downtime is maybe 24 hours. That's the other concern people have. They're like, I want to see results without the downtime.
Hmm.
Nobody has 3 to 7 days to hide their face, right? Like let's be honest. Like I said, we live in Arizona. We can't avoid the sun. We can't avoid going in and out of our house. So that's a big part of why we went this way as well with the device. I want you to be able to come in and be like, I only have 30 minutes. This is what I need done. Can we hit it? Absolutely. No numbing. We'll do a quick Zimmer pulling device if we need to. We'll put a face mask on afterwards to help, and you're out the door. And you look like you've had nothing done.
Great to know that. Okay, now, so I think we hit the laser quite well. I want to move over to another service. I guess it's services, is your combo services. So combining different treatments together. So could you explain just the overall concept? Why would someone want to do combination services? As if someone's looking for just one thing, I just want this one thing. I don't want anything else. Are you just trying to upsell me doing combination services? But really, what's the benefit of doing combination services?
The benefit is because when you come in to see us, we look at the whole face. We're not just looking at your lips or your cheeks or your chin or your jawline. Your whole face works together. You've heard the term your ducks walk in or your lips walk into a room before you do. Like nobody wants their lips to walk in before they do. And if you're only focusing on your lips, for example, like let me continue to fill my lips, and you forget about your cheeks, your chin, your jawline, then you start to look unbalanced. And our goal is to make sure that your whole face ages not only in the same decade, but looks like it fits together. Like your cheeks don't stick out to here. You want that nice balanced appearance. You want someone to say, man, something's different about you. I can't pinpoint what it is, but I like it. And I want that. That's the goal.
Okay. So then how do you determine when someone comes in, what combination services are going to be the best ones to give them? Is it you start with their goal, what they want to achieve, and then from you work backwards, or how do you do that?
Yeah, so like if someone walks in and they're like, I only want my lips done, but they have lots of hollowing in their mid face. They're super sunken in their mid cheeks, in their lateral cheeks. Maybe they have a large deficit in their temples and their only focus is their lips. We kind of change the narrative and we have them look at the whole picture. We're like, well, let's take a look from top to bottom, just like you would in a regular health assessment, right? You're going to go into the doctor and they're going to be like, let's do a head to toe assessment. Well, basically, here we do the same thing. We do a top to bottom assessment. We look at the level of thirds, vertically, horizontally, and then we listen to their goals. So we talk to you. You're like, okay, your lips are what you want done, but did you notice your cheeks are a little flat? You have some chin shadowing here. We want to support your lips. And in order to do that, we need to also focus on your cheeks and your chin and make sure we're encompassing the all over. And then if someone also says, well, my skin, I don't like the texture, it's very crepey, and I don't like the feel of it, then we're going to add in the laser or the microneedling. And we're going to say, okay, let's put you on a plan. Let's get your skin health under control. Let's put you on some medical grade skincare because everything that we do in clinic is only 20%. What you do at home to take care of these results is 80% of the work. So there's a little bit of homework when it comes to aesthetics as well. And I think people forget that. So that's what we do, a lot of education, a lot of let's look at everything, start where your goals are, and then work our way that way.
Okay. And you brought up a really good point as far as 20% of the, I guess, end result is really what's done in the practice. The rest is what they do at home on a consistent basis. So I want to talk about what are some of the common misconceptions or myths that people believe about these treatments. And you kind of brought up one is that, hey, having a skincare routine at home is a hugely important piece of this. But what are some of those other misconceptions or myths that you hear all the time?
Well, we always get well, I just want to come in and take care of my lines, like my wrinkles, or just this one area bothers me, and people are like, well, my friend did my full face with 20 units of Botox. And we kind of go back and be like, well, was it Botox? Did it just feel like it was only 20 units or what? And I have had a couple of clients that are like, nobody's ever told me what my muscles do, why they place the toxins here, why I need volume replacement there, why my skin health is so important. They just see their other friends or other people in social media that, they got my lips done and look at my face looks great. Well, they're also taking care of their skin at home. So that's the biggest thing. They're like, we think it's a one and done, and it's really not. Clients are usually lifelong clients. When you start the aesthetic procedures or the aesthetic journeys, we want you to come back. We want you to, you know, invest in yourself, invest in your skin, because that longevity is what's going to get you to that endpoint. It's never a just come in one time and results are there. It's like the Grand Canyon. It didn't happen overnight, right?
Okay, so then let's say someone is looking for this type of help. They're looking for a combination treatment, looking for a laser treatment, whatever it is, and but they don't know who to go to. What piece of advice would you give to that person as they're looking to make sure they get the right person who they feel comfortable with, who has the knowledge, the expertise, and can help them hit their goals?
The biggest thing is making sure they're a licensed provider who has experience under their belts. I tell you, aesthetics, it's wild out there. There are some states where you can inject without a license, and that makes me nervous. Like your whole face, there's vessels and, capillaries and nerve endings and lymphatic systems and muscles do different things. And if you don't know your anatomy or haven't studied the face, you're just going in blind, basically. So make sure whoever you see is in fact a licensed provider, has the certification and the education under them so that can support their, work and has experience. They can show you before and afters. They can say, hey, look, these are my clients. This is what they've done versus pulling stock images online. Because a lot of people will do that as well. And they'll be like, look, this is my stock image. I can pull a stock image, but I can show you an actual client and show you their honest results and pros and cons of why we went one way or another. So ask the questions, interview your provider, book that consultation. Don't just go in and say, I want lips or I want cheeks, because maybe you don't vibe with them, or maybe their goals are not aligned with yours. And I think that's a big a big part when it comes to aesthetics is you have to make sure what you're looking for is the same thing that your provider is going to provide you.
Okay. And how can people check if that provider is licensed or not?
You can go to the Arizona Board of Nursing, so you can do it online. You can easily do a license verification on any provider. I had one client and she actually went to an in-home provider, and that provider said they had an
Mhm.
FDA cleared device, and she brought it to my attention. So I reached out to my company and
Mhm.
they were like, "Oh, we don't have that person. They
Mhm.
are not a client of ours. We don't know who they are. They purchased the device on like DHgate or somewhere else and claimed they were licensed." So
Maybe it was
do
a
your research,
yeah,
ask questions. It was crazy. She never went back to him, mind you, but he
yeah,
did it out of the basement of his home and it was pretty sketchy.
yeah.
Don't group on your face either.
That's a great saying. Don't goop on your face. That's a really good one. Yeah, maybe the device was Timu cleared instead of FDA cleared.
There you go. Yes, I saved the buck.
Yeah, there you
Don't
go.
do it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Lavi, I want to go focus a little bit more on your approach. What role do you believe creativity plays in how you approach your client care?
Oh, I mean, we're artists, right? It's kind of funny because I never signed up to be an artist.
Mhm.
But over the years, I've learned, okay, what makes sense? I'm a mom. And so when I look at faces now, we're like, all right, everybody's a little asymmetrical. So you kind of have to look and see. We don't want to change who you are as a person, but we want to make sure that you've got the contours, the lines, where lights and shadows take effect on your face, because that's what women do. We look in the mirror, we look at a flat image of ourselves, right? We're like, oh, I don't like this shadow. I don't like this line. But then when you come into us, we take a look at the whole picture. We look at your cheeks, when you smile, when you animate. Um, and really, the slightest changes make the biggest improvements. So it's like a paintbrush. Like
Mm,
you want to lay the foundation and then come back and gloss over. That's
okay.
where creativity comes in.
Mm. Now, Lavi, I'm sure that throughout your experience, you've probably run across some memorable or maybe even challenging cases. Is there maybe one story that you can share of a tough case, a challenging case, even just a memorable case, and how you were able to get them a successful outcome in the end?
Oh gosh, so many cases. Like I said, I meet so many different people from all kinds of walks of life, and it's been such a blessing to hear their stories, that each person is beautiful and unique in their own way. But my most recent one has to do with the laser device. She was one of my clients' mom. She came in and she's like, Lavi, I would love to be a model. So she was a model for us. And we're like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do a kind of an aggressive treatment for you. And her story was just incredible. She had had a facelift done in the past, and she had some adverse events from the facelift. It left her with a recessed hairline. It left her with some scars that were very noticeable, deep lines, wrinkles. She was just, I don't want to say botched, but she was like, oh, this wasn't the outcome that I wanted. And so I was like, okay, well, we're going to do our laser device. I can't guarantee that you're going to get 100% results, but you'll see a difference. She was all for it. And she just had a rough year. So we did the treatment, we did the procedure. She came back. Her recovery time was a good 5 to 7 days. And she was like, there was zero pain. But her after, she's so ecstatic and over the moon. She's like, this is what I needed. This was the boost of confidence that I was looking for. And bless her heart, like we didn't touch her with fillers, we didn't touch her with Botox. Literally, it was just the laser resurfacing, and it boosted her confidence that she's can walk outside of the house without makeup on. She's like, I now love my skin. It doesn't even matter that I have scars from the past. They've diminished, they have improved. Her friends stop her. They're like, "What did you do? You're just glowing." And it was just enough of a treatment to give her that extra boost of confidence that she was lacking after a rough year with family issues and different health things. And honestly, that's why I'm here. It's not for the money. It's not to sell a product. It's because the stories that come along with it after we've done the treatments. It's the, man, I didn't need makeup today. I walked out of the house and I felt great in my skin, and I've never felt that. And I just needed a little bit of a boost. And it's incredible.
Wow. And I think the biggest thing that you mentioned there was the getting the confidence back. And I think
Yeah.
that's the most important thing when it comes to aesthetics is that interviewing practitioners from all over the country all these years, it's the stories that really stand out to them are the ones where they're getting people's confidence back. It was never about someone coming in saying, I want to be the most beautiful person in the world, make me the most beautiful. It's never about that. It's always going to be the people that just wanted to get back to feeling themselves or the best version of themselves and just feeling confident in their own skin. So I think
Yeah.
stories like that need to be circulated more to change the perception of the industry. It's not about maximizing your beauty, it's about maximizing your confidence.
Yeah. Our tagline is building confidence one treatment at a time. And
Love it.
I mean, people will take a look at me, and I always tell people I'm very different because I'm a mom first.
Mhm.
I'm in my mid 40s. I have a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 15-year-old, and, girl, boy, girl. And people ask, well, how does your 15-year-old feel with you being in aesthetics? Like, do they take it the other way? Because, society and social media, they're like, oh, you have to have all the things. And it's been fun because I can educate them and say, look, you have to be confident in your skin. It's the largest organ in our body.
Mhm.
And if we don't take care of it, you know, we're going to notice. You're going to feel defeated, deflated, and all of that stuff. So when someone stops you on the street and says, hey, did you get a good night's rest? What'd you do? Something's a little different. That speaks wonders for me. And I mean, we stay in our lane, and that's kind of what we continue to do. So it is the confidence that we aim for.
Awesome. Now, Lavi, where do you think the future of aesthetics is going?
Oh gosh, regenerative medicine. Some things will never die. I don't think like neurotoxins will ever leave aesthetics. Hands down, everybody wants smooth faces, and they want to avoid the deep creases and the deep lines, and neurotoxins are going to be the way to do that.
Mhm.
The other thing that's changing is everybody's going towards biostimulators and the regenerative meds, Sculptra, Radius,
Mhm.
PRP, PRF, Biogel, PDGF, PDRN, salmon sperm, you name it. It's kind of like everybody's switching gears and going into that direction. But honestly, even so, hyaluronic acid injectables, dermal fillers, they're not going to go anywhere because we are a society that wants immediate results. And yes, biostimulators are fabulous and they will lay the foundation and continue to build upon itself. But hyaluronic fillers are the ones that are going to give you that immediate finishing result. So they really work hand in hand together. So we'll
Mm,
see. I don't know. I like I said, people are on this regenerative medicine kick and they're like, let's do biostimulators. But then people fall flat and they're like, wait, I didn't get the immediate results I wanted.
mm.
So it'll be interesting to see what 2026 does.
Okay. And for your practice, Lavi Aesthetics, what is your vision for your practice?
Gosh, we just want to continue to be a safe place for clients and customers to come in and feel welcome, a place where they can talk about the things that, maybe they didn't realize they were lacking. One thing that we do start with is what do you love about yourself with each of our consultations? And I want to say 9 times out of 10, people cry
Mm,
because nobody's asked them that question.
mm,
Like for women in general, we look at ourselves daily. So we see the changes over the years, but we get busy in life with kids, partners, work, and we get exhausted. And then we become, we enter in our mid 40s, 50s, 60s, and we forget who that person is staring back at us. Like we don't recognize them. And I just want people to look at us and be like, hey, I can go to Lavi and we can talk things and it's a safe place and we're going to go slowly and we're going to build that confidence that we have. We're going to do multimodalities. We're going to do the facials, the skin health, the lasers, the fillers, the toxins, and we're going to encompass the whole as a client rather than, not, we're just going to do your lips. See you later. Thanks for the money. Have a good day.
mm.
So that's kind of what I see for Lavi Aesthetics. Each person that walks in, they become family quicker than they realize it. And it's been so much fun. Like, I don't know. I'm so grateful and blessed. I can't even tell you.
Awesome. Well, Lavi, I have one last question for you, but before I ask it, I do want to point people to your website at laviaesthetics.com.
Yes.
Now, last question is, what does beauty mean to you?
Confidence. Confidence to wake up in the morning, throw your hair up, wash your face, and be like, man, I know you. I like you. I feel good today. That to me should be every woman's goal. And, you know, it's few and far between once you talk to some of your clients and patients, and it's incredible where they've been, their stories that they've had, their lives that they've lived. And when you show them how beautiful they really are, those moments are priceless.
Love it. Well, there you have it. Lavi sharing your expertise. So, Lavi, where can people contact you in your practice?
You can find us online at laviaesthetics.com, or you can reach us at 623-252-9227. And 9 times out of 10, you'll get to speak to me. We are a small business. I don't do the AI integration. When you pick up the phone and call, it's going to be me or one of my girls at the front desk. And we always look forward to chatting with you. So super easy.
Awesome. Well, Lavi, this is awesome. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, and thanks for sharing your expertise.
Thank you so much, Daniel. You have a wonderful afternoon.
Thanks for listening to the Beauty Talk podcast. Any questions, please contact the practice directly with the contact information provided during the show. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.